Well, Canada Post has issued a new offer to the union representing postal workers. This as the clock ticks down to a possible strike. Canada Post confirmed it rejected also the union's request for a 2-week extension to consider the proposal, saying a further delay is in no one's interest. The new offer comes days after the union issued a strike notice. It could see postal workers back on the picket line tomorrow. So for more on this, we're joined live this morning by Labour lawyer Sundeep Gokhale. Sundeep, thanks for joining us again this morning to talk more about this. The refusal by Canada Post, the Crown Corporation, to give the union this 2-week extension, how significant is this in what the latest offer is, Sundeep?
Well, it's an enhanced offer. It's 13.5% over 4 years. There's added personal days. There's enhancements to STD. So it's a significant move by Canada Post. And I think their belief is, look, we've been negotiating for well over a year now. We've got the 5-month extension that the government imposed earlier this year. You know, the extra 2 weeks is not necessary, as there's fundamentals attached to this deal that Canada Post says are necessary in order for it to maintain its viability as an organization.
The enhanced side to this, Sundeep, is interesting. This, 6, 3, 2, and 2 in terms of this. Does Canada Post show anything by this? I mean, they've talked about effectively being almost bankrupt, having really no money. Were you surprised at the level of this offer?
I think a lot of us were surprised by it. It's a significant move by Canada Post. And I think that the core component to this proposal is that it still needs to be able to have flexibility for dynamic delivery and the use of part-time employees over the weekend.
And in terms of this union strategy then to sort of, counter this by saying, we need these 2 weeks, is that a fairly typical move after all this? Because, up until yesterday, the union didn't know what was going to be in this new global offer. They see it now. Is it unfair to ask for 2 weeks to go over that? Or how would you, advise clients in this basis?
Well, it's not unfair to ask for the 2-week time frame to consider the proposal. The union doesn't have to go on strike right now. They control the timelines for when they actually want to go on strike. So they can continue to negotiate and continue to bargain without the looming threat of a work stoppage.
Would you be surprised then if the union did go ahead with its threat, because it is will be in a strike position as of 11:59 p.m. tonight, to be on strike tomorrow morning? Like if you were a betting man, Sundeep, and I'm not sure if you are, but would you expect we'll see picket lines up tomorrow, or do you think that we'll see more talks continue?
I think we'll see more talks continue. I think you may see more of a work to rule, so strategic moves by the union without a full-blown work stoppage. Because I think it's a temperature check as well, but by the union in terms of, do we have public sympathy right now? And I'm not sure it's there right now, given the enhanced offer that's currently on the table.
Okay, we've got about a minute left, Sundeep. I want to switch to another case involving CUPE and WSIB claims or offers here. Can you give us your sort of top-line take on this? I think many people may have sort of missed this one because of so much focus on the Canada Post side of things, but what's going on in this one?
Yeah, it's it would be the first work stoppage at WSIB. It's well over 3,000, employees who are going to be now in a strike position. And there's going to be significant delays as it relates to, people's entitlements, return to work, payments, that sort of thing, as it relates to anybody who's been injured while at work. So it's a significant development.
And it seems to be around workloads. It seems to me like the union and the members feel like they're kind of overworked here. Is that based on government cuts? What's at the core here of the workload concerns?
I think volume. There's just been a significant increase of claims over the last couple of years as it relates to WSIB, and there has been some cuts and some freezes from a hiring perspective. So I think this is their way of pushing back to say, it's the same number of people. There's been an increase in claims. Something has to give here in terms of our workloads.
Okay, a few issues to keep on the front burner, I suppose, labor-wise. Labour lawyer Sundeep Gokhale, appreciate your time once again this morning. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.